All right. So I'm going to kick it off. Welcome to CleanStart's To-Dos with Karen Harding Davis of UC Davis's Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. I want to first start off by saying I'm Thomas Hall. I'm the Executive Director of CleanStart, and we have these agreements for an effective meeting space. Be focused, be available on your mic. Make sure that you're mindful of the airtime if you're asking a question or giving feedback. Don't dominate the conversation unintentionally, and let people know when you're complete with your speaking so that way no one speaks over you. If this is one of your first times on Zoom or still getting familiar with it, you can go, if you have a question, to the Manage Participants button and click Raise Hand. Also, your mute button is right over here. Sometimes it might get clicked. I might mute you if I hear a lot of background noise coming from your screen. Also, if you want to share some information or talk with people, there's a chat function over here. You can send it to everyone or people individually. I want to then thank CleanStart sponsors, Blue Tech Valley, Sac State, SMUD, and Weintraub Tobin. They're sponsors of our Clean Tech meetups and other events that we have. So we're grateful for them because they enable us to put on this event here. And if you like what you're doing, feel free to, please support CleanStart. I'm going to put a link to this presentation in the chat. I got more people coming in. So I'll put a link to this presentation in the chat. Oh, I've got one. Yeah. And if you want to support us, feel free to support us by clicking and following that link. Next, I'd like to go into kind of virtual announcements. CleanStart puts together a list of ways that you can stay active during this time that are all digital. There's the Sac State Entrepreneurship Toolkit, which is every Wednesday at 6 p.m. There's actually, I guess, 2 more Wednesdays that it's happening, this Wednesday and the following Wednesday. Hacker Lab is free online programs. If you're interested in how to make some good pivots, the Northern California SBDC has some webinar programs this week and next week are on marketing. There's the California iBank loans for companies that don't qualify for SBA. And also you've got the CleanStart To-Dos. Our next to-do is with Terzo Power. Mike Terzo, the CEO, he's going to be talking about how does he sell capital equipment to vendors that energy efficiency isn't their first thought. So Terzo has an energy efficient hydraulic system, but a lot of people that purchase those systems, they don't worry about their power bill. And then Friday we have the Carlson Center with Brian Hoblet of CVS Capital Partners, talking about how CARES is impacting the companies they've invested in and how they've applied for stimulus funding. And we also have our Clean Tech meetup coming up on April 30th, which is on waste to energy. And tonight I'm putting on green drinks if you want to kind of come for a happy hour. Additionally, if you want to go through kind of your own self-paced accelerator, the Big Bang Workshop Archive, which you're going to hear about a little bit today, is a great resource to go and learn about building a business. And with that, I want to recommend that you sign up for newsletters, whether it's CleanStart, Startup Sac, and the Startup Digest, and also the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at UC Davis. That's the Big Bang group that you heard. Oh, we got more people in the waiting room.
I want to make sure people mute themselves because there's some background noise too.
Thank you.
Unless you don't want that. I mean, unless you want people to, I mean, when they ask questions, they can unmute themselves, but sometimes people don't realize they're making noise.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, Karen.
Sure.
A good thing to remember. Welcome, Eva, from Chico Start there. And without further ado, I would like to welcome Gary Simon, Executive Director of CleanStart, and Karen Harding to talk about the programs that are happening at UC Davis.
Gary,
yeah, thanks, Karen, for. Yeah, I'm just going to give you a little introduction. Thanks for joining us this morning. Of course, the Big Bang has, for many years now, been sort of a central focus of people creating businesses. And now it's become a real learning center, as you have recorded your workshops, made them available on an archive. So it's having an outsized impact. So we look forward, as you tell us about how the program is going, where things are, and how people can access some of those resources, that they can do some of their learning on their own at their own pace by using your archive. So Karen, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So like Gary said, I am with the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and I manage the Big Bang business competition. So just a little background about the Big Bang. We actually were started 20 years ago. This is our 20th anniversary, and we were started by a few GSM students, and they really wanted UC Davis to be known for more than just being an ag school. And back then they were engineers in technology, and they were trying to get some, interviews in the Bay Area. And when they did have the interviews, a lot of them would just say, oh yeah, UC Davis, the ag school. So they thought up an idea to have a startup competition to help highlight the different fields of study that were going on with at UC Davis, and get the word out. So the dean back then said, okay, this sounds like an amazing idea, just you have to make it sustainable and you have to be able to support it yourselves. So they went to the drawing board and came up with this idea called the Big Bang, which would have workshops and mentors. They would get all the judges. They got some funding and presented it to the dean. And so the dean said yes. And here we are 20 years later as a testament to their goal of being sustainable. And a lot of what we're doing is very similar to their initial dream. We actually invited them to the launch in October, and that was really exciting to have them there and talk about what inspired them and what they were up to now. Actually also have them judging, doing some virtual judging and mentorship for the Big Bang, and we're so happy to have them on board. So we really are first and foremost an educational journey and an educational opportunity for people to sort of get their feet wet with innovation and entrepreneurship. And a lot of us are innovators, and we just don't really think of ourselves as that, because we're problem solving, and we're sometimes get frustrated by things that bug us that could be better. And we say to ourselves, oh, I wish they would just do this, or I wish it was just a little bit better. This app was a little bit better and had this function. So a lot of us are, and the Big Bang hopes to get people like that to come and see our program, that we're here for you. We are a free resource. And so I'll talk a little bit about that later. So right now, we launched in October, and our first deadline was February 21st. So during that first round, you need to have a 2-page executive summary. It's not like the huge business plans and like it used to be in the past. Really, a 2-page executive summary is what gets you in the door for the Big Bang. And we had 113 teams enter the Big Bang this year, which is record breaking. It's practically doubled from the 4 years that I've been here. We had 47 the first year, so we're over doubled. And we're really excited about offering our service and program to more people. The Big Bang is open to the public. It used to be only UC Davis, and then it used to be only a UC affiliation, but now we are open to the public. So it's something that everyone can take advantage of. So after that first round of 113, we narrowed it down to 50, and the judges all do that virtually, which is nice, especially during these times. So those top 50 then have to turn in a slide deck, 10 slides on their pitch deck. and a 2-minute video about their innovation. And they have to do some customer calls, just reaching out to people in their field of study, customers, and talking to about their idea and getting some feedback and information. And then they also need to turn in their refined 2-page executive summary from the first round. So those 50 submitted last Friday, and the judges are currently judging online. We have a business competition software platform. They're actually a startup out of San Francisco called Unoodle, and we use them. We love them very much. It's very user friendly. So so currently the judges are doing that, which is nice that they can do that virtually. And we'll be announcing the top 15 semifinalists on April 24th. So that's normally when the Big Bang comes in person, and all 15 teams come to UC Davis and pitch in a closed door session with a panel of judges. And there's usually an 8-minute pitch and then a 25-minute question and answer period. And it's a full day where we look at all 15 of the judges look at all 15 of those teams, and then they deliberate over dinner. So we're in the process of figuring out how we're going to do that through Zoom, and that'll be fine. And then usually our awards show is the following week, and it's a big deal. We have like over 300 people come to the Alumni Center, and with food and drink and networking. And this year we're going to have an awards show instead, and we're excited about that. We've been collaborating with a lot of other universities across the country that are in similar position as the Big Bang, and coming up with ideas and being really being innovative about that. So we're excited, and I'll be announcing that, and we can get that information to you. We also normally have a People's Choice Award at the final awards, where the top 5 teams pitch, and then you can vote for a People's Choice Award right there on your phone. And this year we're probably going to do a Viewer's Choice Award, and we'll give you the opportunity to watch the pitches and vote for your Viewer's Choice Award, which that's a $10,000 award. So it's pretty important, and we're excited about getting more people to watch the pitches and to vote. So this year, thanks to all of our sponsors, we are awarding over $100,000 in prize money. Our first prize will be a $20,000 award. And then we have different pillars that UC Davis is sort of known for. We have energy, technology, engineering, health, and food and agriculture. And each of those pillar awards are worth $10,000. So like Gary was saying, our workshops, they're all on demand. We live stream them on Thursdays from 6 to 8. So starting back in November, we had our first workshop, and we have 11 workshops in our Big Bang series. And those are all archived on our website. If you look on our Big Bang website, UC Davis Big Bang, and you'll see under events. And if you go to events, you'll see under each workshop that so go under events.
Sorry, it's taking a little bit for it to
That's okay,
come
yeah.
up, but yeah.
So go to like February, and then watch the live stream. That'll take you to the library. So you'll see on the right the library of all the workshops, and these are really a great resource for everybody to look at, even if you are just sort of curious about the Big Bang. But all of our workshops are designed to help the teams with all the deliverables that are due. For example, the executive summary, we have a workshop for that. The pitch deck, we have a workshop for that. Pitching like a pro, we have a workshop for that. And then Ben Finkler does our define your customer and customer calls. So he takes you through in the workshop about customer calls and how to do those. We have everything online. If you go back to our website, Thomas, and if you look under rules and tools, and scroll down a little bit. So you'll see the deliverables there. So if you click on executive summary, okay, that's not the place where they're, maybe go back one. And anyway, we have all the templates and everything that you need, the guidelines and the templates for the pitch deck, for the customer call, the scripts, everything will be on our website. I think if you went back, maybe the templates and examples, you see the on competition deliverables. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
There we go. So here's all the, it's really step by step. We give you everything you need to enter the Big Bang, and it's really helpful. And then all the workshops can help complement that. So I'd recommend going on and since you have some extra time and looking at our workshops, we have Joe D'Annunzio has done some, and Andy Hargadon, Ben Finkler, Benjamin Wang, who won in 2014, Ken Anderson from the University Writing program does our executive summary workshop. So they're all really high level, informative workshops that are there for you.
One thing that always excites me about the Big Bang is the amount of things that have actually come out of it and a lot of the success stories that you guys have had. Benjamin Wang, the one you just mentioned, could you share a little bit about what he recently did?
Yeah. So Dr. Benjamin Wang, he invented an intubation tube that actually decreases the amount of complications. That actually there's a high level of complications when people get intubated, and he even, when he was in med school, saw a young woman die, you know, from the complications, and it really struck him, and he wanted to do something about it. So he developed this intubation tube, and his company is called NEVAP. That's N as in Nancy, E, V as in Victory, A, P as in Paul, NEVAP. And Benjamin, he recently donated 25,000 intubation tubes to New York to help them with COVID-19. And you can see on our website different stories like that as well.
Wow.
That's really exciting. Another one is, you mentioned some of the prize money. I believe CleanStart sponsors a prize. Correct? Or
you have in the past,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's been an awesome sponsorship over the years. We appreciate all the support from CleanStart and our sponsors, and looking forward to always growing our sponsorship. And the more, when I first started, I think we had like 50,000 in prize money. So now we have over 100,000. We're always trying to you know, give away more money and attract more people.
So last year, Karen, there was an interesting sort of armchair discussion between, I don't know whether it was Joe or Andy, with the number 2 person at Origin Materials, because the CEO, I think, was out with his wife having a baby. Is that recorded and available on your archive too? Because that was such a great discussion.
That was at our launch, right?
No, I think, well, I don't know, was it the launch or was it the
awards,
the wrap up? I think it was at the launch.
Yeah. Let me double check that, and I'll get back to you about that. We can send it to all the participants here and post it. But the launch is actually in the archive there, so
it's probably in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the library of all of our workshops. The launch is on there.
Yeah.
So that conversation will be on there. But if it was last year's awards, then let me double check that. We can probably add that to our library for this year, since we're not going to be, you know, having the awards like in person. It might be fun. I don't know. That could be confusing too. I'll
Yeah.
get back to you about that.
Yeah, it was just a good story as to, you know, how all that happened and
Yeah.
what the journey of that company has been, because it was one of the first winners.
Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
like the whole arc of 20 years of going on.
And
Yeah.
Sierra Energy was one of the first winners too, right?
Yeah, it was either it was the first or the second. Wasn't
Clean
called
tech
Sierra
company.
Energy at
Yeah.
the time.
Clean tech company that got a lot of money from Bill Gates Change the World Fund last year. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. So can you tell from data how many people are using the archive that are outside the current Big Bang competition? Are you getting a lot of activity?
Yeah, I'd need to talk to ATS about that. ATS is the UC Davis film company that handles all the, they can see all that data. But I bet more people are going on there.
Yeah, just don't go to any trouble, but it was just a point of curiosity.
Oh yeah, easy.
So Thomas, we can take some questions, I think, now.
Yeah.
And people can go off mute. I don't know whether you have a raise the hand function that you want to use, or
Use
just
the
as
raise the
people.
hand. There's the raise the hand function, and I can call on people to do that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to call Brian. Why don't you go ahead?
Hi. I was just thinking, you know, I've been attending these meetings, and so I think some of the businesses would like to interact with each other. How do we get phone numbers or emails or something to interact with one another?
I can share that out. If you have something specific or someone that you want to connect with, you can go
I
through
just
there.
think
Additionally, you can also ask I've seen you who are asking in the chat. So if you contact people specifically through there, that might work. Yeah.
I thought generically that everybody would possibly like to contact each other so that everyone can, you know, go back and forth rather than just find this which is a great meeting place, but an ability to ask a question individually off the meeting if something comes up.
Sure. And everybody take advantage of the chat function down at the bottom of your screen if you're in full screen mode, and you can direct a question to an individual or to everyone.
Thank you.
So that's a way to do that. So let me just call on Eva up in Chico. Looks like you got a pot of coffee in the background there. Do you have an archive like this for what CleanStart does, or have you used the UC Davis system?
I have not used the UC Davis system, and I was taking furious notes here
Okay.
because I was thinking, because we have recently launched, based on other people's example and based on the world we now live in, webinar Wednesdays. And so we're starting to kick more and more of our content online. And so we're leveraging our relationships with Blue Tech Valley and with CleanStart and with other institutions and the CSC, excuse me, the CFE, the Center for Entrepreneurship here at Chico State, to do that. And it's just literally just started 2 weeks ago with our initial relationship with Grow with Google. So we're putting out some basic fundamentals for small businesses. And then this week we're actually adding some CleanStart, excuse me, some Blue Tech Valley material around energy and water. But we're going to continue to grow it so that all day long Wednesday will be webinar Wednesdays. I cannot say we're nearly as advanced, but I just took over in January, so that's my excuse. I'm going to use it for about 1 more month.
Yeah, right. Then the honeymoon's over.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea, and I love the name. And we might have to steal some of that from you.
Well, hey, I'm stealing from you guys. You know, I asked Thomas first, but you know, it's important to not go dark right now.
Right.
You know, and I really love what you guys are doing, you know, around the to-dos and like keeping people stimulated and thinking about things and learning about different areas that they may not have had chance to before. I think that's part of the silver lining of the current constraints that we live in.
Right.
Is that it gives us a little bit of more of an opportunity to check out things in some ways.
And that's a
that we
great segue into Karen's to-dos,
Okay,
actually. So well, at this point, I was hoping Karen would be able to share one thing that she thinks people should kind of do right now with the entire changing environment to help them adjust, move forward, and build things. So Karen?
Well, yeah, definitely. As far as the Big Bang is concerned, going on to all those workshops is a great idea. And getting involved and reaching out. We have the opportunity to reach out to other people and other organizations and seeing what they're doing, and just something that you've always sort of dreamed of doing, but you haven't done it because you felt like maybe you didn't have the time. And for me, I just think of all the time that normally I'm commuting, because I drive from Sacramento to Davis to work. And so I'm like, wow, that's like 30 minutes. That's an hour, every day. And that's 5 hours a week. And then plus not having to get ready all the time, for work, and just all the transitions. And I have a 14-year-old, so all the commuting and carpooling. And when you really like sit down and add up how many hours you're on the road or commuting, and I try to set a goal to use, some of that time that I would normally be doing that, just to think about what some of my dreams have been. I want this to be the best decade ever. That's sort of how I started 2020. And, I know we're all going through a lot, but if we can even just start dreaming, even if we haven't been dreaming, just to start dreaming and ask yourself, what are some things that I actually want? And then just start looking online about other people who are doing something similar or that inspire you in that area. That's something that I've been doing during this time.
Excellent. I wish I could aspire to that, because that extra half hour in transit, I just been sleeping. But no, that's a great thing to look at it. I think a lot of us went into 2020 thinking this is the year, and just because things have changed doesn't stop that at all. So with that, I want to thank people for attending. Remember, we have CleanStart to-dos coming up. Mike Terzo of Terzo Power. That should be an exciting discussion. Also, the Carlson Center, talking about their programs there. We'll have all three of their staff, from Brian, their entrepreneur in resident, former CleanStart associate, now executive director of the Carlson Center, Cameron Law. We'll also have Brian Hoblit, CleanStart board member, talking about he's been applying for CARES support for companies that CVS Capital Partners have invested in, so he can share what his experiences are on that. We also have our Clean Tech meetup on April 30th. And how many of you have, just show of hands if you're on video, don't have to say out loud, how many of you have seen some of the videos that we've been making for CleanStart recently? Eva has, Karen has. If you want to see them, I have there's the link in the chat to this, which will allow you to go and check out some of the videos. One of the recent ones I actually posted, we made one with Chico Start about over a month ago, and then right at when we were ready to put out the video, personal distancing was in effect, and I was recommended don't put videos that show people hanging out together. But that video is now up there, along with, you can check out our blogs, which we put out regular content on clean tech things that are happening, including our newest associate from Sac State. And with that, additional thanks to our program, other additional sponsors with EY, Moss Adams, Stoll Reeves, and Hacker Lab. I'm going to put this link again into the chat, so that way people can get to this. So if you want to click on any of these things, especially this Big Bang Workshop archive, which you can then get into, check out a lot of these cool videos, you can. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Karen Harding Davis for meeting with me before so we could actually do some preview videos and talking with us, and also all the support UC Davis has given into the clean tech community, helping us at CleanStart grow it. So thank you very much, Karen Harding Davis. And Gary, do you have any final parting words?
Well, just to thank everybody. We didn't take the time this time for everybody to introduce themselves, but thanks to John and Conan, Scott Enos from EY, Thomas Padden from CalStart, Eva from ChicoStart, Raul, you're doing computer networking, JT Wood, I apologize, but I don't know much background. Brian on his merchant processing business. I hope that's Larry Buckle. Larry, if you're on there, please join our April 30th waste conversion discussion at our meetup. Sircon and Michael Bell. Michael's going to be doing a talk in a couple weeks, I think. Isn't that it, Thomas?
Yeah, he'll be doing a talk at one of the clean tech meetups. He's the CEO of Symbio. He'll be talking about how micro manufacturers are working in this conditions, and how do you build a partnership with a manufacturer to grow your clean tech company.
Right, really focus on earlier, low volume production, prototyping, something that a lot of people need. But if you're enjoying these things, spread the word to your colleagues. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and now we've added Fridays. So we really want to give everybody a break from what they're doing and take a learning opportunity here. So Thomas?
Yeah, and JT Wood is Jennifer from Citizens Climate Lobby.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We've met.
Oh, yeah. She's come to our events and been a support. Karen just shared her contact information at UC Davis in the chat. And if you get into here, you can also see her on LinkedIn and the GSM page for her. Thank you very much. Have a good day and hope to see you guys in the future.
Yeah, hope to see you Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, whatever you can. And make great use of the UC Davis resources. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye, Thomas. Thanks.
Bye. Yeah, bye, John. All right.